Hey everyone, thank you for clicking onto this video. My name is Justin and I talk a lot about comic books, movies, television. Today I'm going to be talking about something that kind of deals with two of those products, aka comic books and movies. Specifically, I'm going to be talking about The Batman Part 2, directed by Matt Reeves. And this one's going to be more about who I think these certain characters are going to be portraying in the movie. Matt Reeves has added a bunch of different actors and actresses to this movie, but today I want to focus on specifically three of them, meaning Scarlett Johansson, Sebastian Stan, and Brian Tyree Henry. For those of you who haven't been keeping up with the behind the scenes of this upcoming Batman movie, it's been basically hinted at that Sebastian Stan's going to be playing a new iteration of Two-Face Harvey Dent, that Scarlett Johansson's going to be playing Gilda, aka his wife, and we didn't really get anything on Brian. So I'm here to kind of like guess and fill in the blanks of what we've heard and what we might have heard that could be incorrect. And I'm going to be starting off with Scarlett Johansson. Scarlett Johansson is rumored to be playing Gilda Dent. She is the wife of Harvey Dent in the comic books. I think if I can point it up here, somewhere right here, that she plays the Holiday Killer, or at least one of the Holiday Killers inside the story. It's always cool seeing a female antagonist. I always find them, when they're written well, they're written very well and become memorable. But I don't know how I really feel about that. We've already had several comic book movies that deal with that storyline, and I kind of want to pivot from something else. Maybe, because if rumors are true that she could be playing someone in the Court of Owls, she could be playing a potential love interest to Robert Pattinson's Batman and basically have her seduce him into joining this, evil cult. I don't know if that's necessarily going to happen. Another fan favorite theory is Andrea Beaumont, where she could be the Mask of the Phantasm, or just the Phantasm. That can be cool. I do see, the physical similarities with that. I feel like whatever role that Scarlett Johansson ends up playing is going to be a pretty big role, because I feel like she wouldn't necessarily leave her pre-arranged agreement of being in the live-action movie of Tangled. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like that Catherine Hahn is playing the evil mom in that movie, but in case you guys didn't know, Scarlett Johansson was originally going to be that character. So I feel like with Scarlett Johansson choosing the Batman over Tangled, I feel like there's a lot more meat to this project. Next, we're gonna go on to the actor Brian Tyree Henry. He is a phenomenal actor. I think he is one of the most underrated actors. He's not too shy from being in the comic book world as being Miles' dad, and even being that one character. I'll admit I don't remember the name because the movie isn't really isn't really thought about too kindly, but I personally enjoyed the movie in Turtles, and I thought he did a really cool job of being that particular Eternal character. But who can he be? This one is going to be a little bit probably harder between the Scarlett Johansson, Sebastian Stan, mostly because this guy has phenomenal range. He can be somebody as Harvey Dent. I could see him be a Harvey Dent. I've heard fan theories of maybe he is going to be this version of Commissioner Gordon's son, Commissioner Gordon Jr. I don't know if the age range is really going to work with that particularly well, but it's movies, they can do whatever they want. Personally, James Gordon Jr. is one of my favorite Batman villains. He's so underrated. There's several comic books that deal with him. If you're not familiar, definitely read it. But for this movie's sake, I don't know if he's gonna be him. I could see Bullock more. I could see him being maybe what they would have done in the Batman '89 movies, where he would have been like Billy D. Williams, where he would have been Harvey Dent. I think that would be cool. I don't know if they're necessarily going to be doing that, but who knows? I've also heard theories spit out where he's going to be Kirk Langstrom and become Man-Bat. I don't know if I necessarily buy that. I don't know how crazy they're really going to go into this Matt Reeves universe, but anything's possible. Next, we got Sebastian Stan. He was originally rumored to play Harvey Dent in this movie. I don't know if they're necessarily going to go right away into the Two-Face storyline. If they do have him be this character, I would rather have them show his decline in his sanity. So I don't necessarily believe that he's going to be Harvey Dent. A lot of people have noticed that he has shaved his head, and one popular character with a shaved head in the Batman universe is Zsasz, Victor Zsasz. Don't get me wrong, I do think that Zsasz would be a cool introduction to this world, but I think Sebastian Stan is just a higher caliber of an actor than this B, C-lister Batman villain. Unless they do something totally different with a cool background story with him, then yeah, I would be all for it. But, and I haven't heard much people talk about this online, so maybe I'm just talking out of my butt, but I don't know, let me cook for a second. I believe Sebastian Stan is an actor from Romani descent. Who do you think of in the Batman universe that has Romani in their heritage? And most people, if you pay attention to that stuff, is Dick Grayson. No, I do not think he's going to be Robin of any sort. I've even heard that Robert Pattinson would prefer a certain age range for his Robin if he were to have one. And I think his age is kind of aged him out of it. However, if Sebastian Stan is in this movie and they do something with Robin, or even the Court of Owls, so to speak, if Sebastian Stan is going to be in this movie playing a Talon, I do believe that it would be the Talon that has some heritage to Dick Grayson's Nightwing. If they do the Court of Owls where they're like zombified or, undead fighters that basically don't die unless, they're shattered with ice, then I do believe that Sebastian Stan could be used as a character for introducing Dick Grayson. If this movie does go through the whole Court of Owls angle for this project and Sebastian Stan is not Harvey Dent or Victor Zsasz, I do believe that they can play into Sebastian Stan's Romani heritage and have him be the Talon that's a relative to Dick Grayson. Like it's one of his ancestors. And that might be part of a stretch because they do deal with like undead soldiers of this universe, or at least with that particular story. But I do feel like that would be really cool to show. I mean, Sebastian Stan does have the physicality to pull off a fighter. Hello, Bucky and everything. So I think it'd be really cool. I don't necessarily know if that's really going to hold because we haven't heard anything about castings for a Robin of some sort. It would make sense. And I can totally see this theory not be reliable if they don't get Dick Grayson, or at least a Robin with ties to the Court of Owls as in their family lineage. So that's kind of my 2 cents of these actors and actresses for this movie. This is me interjecting in my own video because when I was editing this video, I realized that I did not even mention Hush. Hush was like the biggest and most obvious Easter egg from the last movie. Any of those people can be Hush. Even Scarlett Johansson if they do like a gender bender version of it. So I felt like I would be an idiot not mentioning Hush. So, oops. Let me know what you guys think. I feel like it's pretty interesting, but I mean, this video's not gonna age well when a trailer or when the movie comes out, but it's fun to theorize. Anyways, I hope you all enjoy your day. Thank you for listening to me yap, and peace out, Tupac.